We got a little bit of breaking news, but before, why not talk about what it is that I'm doing? Is that important to me? Of course it is important to me. But let's check this out. Right now, we have a merch blitz going on. $8 shirts, $10 posters, $12 hats. We are doing this sale because we got items that, we want to make sure that we're clearing space for, just being completely transparent, because ISOM 2 is right around the corner. We're actually finalizing a couple of assets there. So go get all your items. There had been some minor shipping errors with the posters. Most of those have been resolved. I know there's one thing we're keeping tabs on, but definitely with the hats and the shirts, you should be fine as far as reading the proper shipping rates. But we'll keep you posted on that. Go take advantage of that. Yeah. But this is interesting news. I guess we'll start here. CBR breaking news. Now, CBR, if you want to call them one of the leader in terms of comic book media, if that's like news, they're not fans of me as far as the guys that are within it. It's hilarious being a news site and not covering one of the biggest stories in independent comics last year, because you have your internal folks have issues with me, don't have the right politics, all that good stuff. This isn't like something that we're just like hot-siding on. No, this is true. We've covered this plenty of times. They have people that are writing for them that actively talk noise about me. So it's just what it is. But they're going through a restructure right now. And it first started with Adam Swiderski, who got fired. Let's just call it what it is. And by the way, I believe the people that started CBR sold it off, if I'm not mistaken. I know we covered him not too long ago. The former one of the founders talking about the direction that it gone. And I'm not saying that he didn't aid it or all that, or any of that. But according to Popverse, Adam Swiderski, who was the editor-in-chief, this is massive, right? This is huge, because that's the head honcho there. As the editor-in-chief, was fired. Valnet has let him go, and he doesn't have much to say. It says that no further information was forthcoming. Swiderski writing, "I'll reflect later, but for now, I need work." So this was not something that was voluntary. He was fired. Since Swiderski became the editor-in-chief and on the site July 2022, ironically, the month that ISOM 1 launched, and it's still listed at the site's About Us page in that position. Here's the second high-profile departure from the site in the past month. Greg Katzman, who served as the exclusive content PR manager, that sounds like a fake job, announced May 15th that he was leaving CBR to take on the senior public relations manager position at IDW, who's also struggling. So that's interesting. But he ain't the only one that got let go. That's the important stuff that we want to talk about today. And if I can, let me see if I can actually find that story for you. Here it is. CBR is going through a major overhaul due to culture and performance issues. Now, I can guess what those are, but Popverse says they lost their editor-in-chief. We already talked about that. But they also learned that two other senior executives, so they're at the top. It's not just like a layoff. I don't know, man. Yeah, they may still need to be saving money, but they taking out folk at the top that the owners Valnet as part of what's being described as a major structural changes. So not only did he leave, you have Stephen Girding, who was the senior new editor, as well as senior editor Christopher Baguette. Both of those guys are gone, and Gurdon had been there for 18 years. So it's not just new cats, it's old cats. And a statement from George Edelman, who is Valnet content director, that was shared in CBR's internal Slack channel. This is what he said in the internal Slack channel. It says, CBR will be undergoing major structural changes related to turning the corner on both culture and performance. With those changes, meaning as a result, certain roles no longer exist, and we are focusing on individuals who can create a more positive culture. Now, both of these guys tweeted This is a surprise. So this isn't one of those, oh, well, we just, just happens. No, he says, I'm still trying to parse it, but I was laid off of CBR. Won't go into too much detail as I have no desire at this time to air my grievances. He's going through it. After more than 17 years, says Stephen Gurdon, and my time at CBR has come to an end. Which one? Don't one of these guys got like pronouns in the bio? No, it's not Stephen. It's this guy, Christopher Baguette. Yeah, formerly CBR. Though it wasn't my choice to leave, so they're being open with it. I'm proud of what I accomplished there over the years, even if most of it has been washed away. They feeling some kind of way. Now, a lot of folks are going through economic issues, but a lot of media little entities are starting to kind of have to restructure because they're not bringing in money. Or I want to say that, not to the degree that maybe has them operating or authorizes, or, when you're a business owner, the first thing that you're trying to do, one of the top things you're trying to do is justify the existence of, definitely as a CEO, of certain positions, right? Because payroll is always going to be you're going to spend most money on that. So you need to be justifying these positions, and they couldn't do that actively, at least. So maybe in comparison, and things happen, right? Because there's a growth, there's going to be certain stagnant times. There's going to be times of decline. Oftentimes it has to do with you. Other times, economy's doing whatever that it's doing. It's just what it is. So, when you see these people get out, it's speaking to a fundamental issue, and maybe both, a fundamental issue within the company, but also the direction is just different than what they had been doing before, because they have different interests. Things change over the years, man. The next month. But that's breaking news. They're going through some structural changes, and there's some cultural stuff that they want to be addressing, and they want to ensure this sort of positive environment. So we'll see what happens with CBR. A lot of guys in comics, as this booming industry, as everybody calls it, is going through its share of turmoil, if you will. IDW, we know their issues, and heavy metal and all these other guys. And it's an elephant in the room. Comics aren't doing nearly as well as they once used to be. And to be fair, the comic book media plays a part in that. They will never admit it, but they certainly do play a part of that. If you enjoyed this video and want to support other content, please become a member at ericdjuly.com. This is my own unique platform that replaced my Patreon. Our Ultramax, which is our highest tier, gets free shipping domestically, even with Rippaverse orders, and are able to redeem the Creators Edition copy of ISOM #1. You can move up and down tiers or cancel at any time. Also visit Rippaverse.com. This is my comic book company that launched a $3.7 million campaign. We appreciate your support.